first of all, I want to apologise, right? The sun is going down, so if the lighting goes really badly halfway through this video, then I'm sorry. Secondly, I've done nothing to my hair apart from wash it today, so it's a bit frizzy and annoying me. And third, this video might be a bit of a mess, but I wanted to make this quick because I have been getting a few questions about how to prepare for sixth form, and although there isn't much to it, I thought when I started writing things down, there were a few things that I wanted to let you guys know. Maybe you didn't think about this, or I don't know, maybe to just settle some worries, I'm not sure. But yeah, basically I want this video to be really quick and just to kind of settle any nerves you've got, because I know going into sixth form is really like nerve-wracking. I mean, this time last year it was just coming up to GCSE results day. Sorry, don't want to bring that up, but yeah, it's coming up. And obviously then I got my results and I was like, right, the next thing is sixth form. I suppose being at the same school for 5 years, and although I still went to the same school through GCSE, and now I'm at the same school for sixth form, it's obviously a very new environment, so it was nerve-wracking to think what to expect and what do I need to do to prepare. Do I need to revise loads, blah blah blah. So that's what this video is going to be about. I've already made this a really long intro, so I'm just going to get right into the points that I've made. First things first is stationery, which is probably the biggest one, is what equipment do you need. So basically I just bought myself a folder for each subject, and then a bigger one for at home. I have separate videos on how I organise my maths and English folders, so if you want to know exactly how what my folder setup was, then go and see them. They are a bit old, as in quality wise, but they have all the information you should need. But basically I got a folder for each subject, a larger one for at home, and then some plastic wallets, you know, things to put inside, so like binders, all that, and also notepads, because your sixth form probably is like mine, where you have to use your own notepads this time, although, like, you know, you've been using the school's exercise books for all of the year 11 and below, and now all of a sudden you're buying your own notepads. So yeah, make sure you've got a few of them, because I know for maths especially I go through a lot. But basically I just got all that kind of stuff, you know, the generic stuff like pens and highlighters and things that you thought you'd need. Don't need to go too overboard. I literally just have black, blue, pencil and highlighters in my pencil case. I don't have a whole array of different colours. You know, it's just when you start taking notes in sixth form, you just need to get down the essential information and not like have it nice and pretty. So yeah, just the bare essentials really. Thing is, once you get settled in the first few weeks, then you'll know, say if you need a few more pens or you'd like another colour, you know that you need to pick that stuff up, but it won't be, you know, immediate. So yeah, so folders, pads and pens, that was what the main things that I bought for stationery. And with that, it doesn't need to be expensive. Literally, Wilko is your friend, or Tesco, or anywhere like that. Just buy yourself the 50p pack of pens. That's it. That's all I got. The only thing I splashed the cash on were the folders, because I wanted ones that would last. So they're gonna last me my year 13 as well. And still, I got them on for 2 for 3. 2 for 3. No, 3 for 2. At WH Smith. I don't know whether they're going to do that deal this year, but they did last year. It was great. And also I had vouchers, so yeah. Last thing that I have in my pencil case is a memory stick. That is like, I knew that was going to be needed, but especially for English I use it a lot. So if you're going to be doing something where you know you're going to be doing a lot of coursework or notes or things on the computer, then a memory stick is obviously essential. Yeah, just make sure you've got one that's going to last you and has a decent amount of storage. That's it. Again, I got mine for Wilko. No need to splash any money on it. Yeah. Another thing is clothes. Now I know a lot of sixth forms have different rules. So mine is you've got to wear business wear. It's not uniform, but it's not mufti. It's not just like your everyday clothes. So I had to get not a whole new wardrobe, but I had to get quite a few bits. And again, I didn't want to go spending loads of money. You don't want to go overboard, because I noticed that obviously, like, on the first few days everyone plans all their outfits. Now I literally wear the same 4 jumpers on repeat, and I could not care less, because they're comfy and I can study in them. That's it. So you will notice that in the first few weeks people put a bit more attention into their outfits, and then after that no one cares, or at least I don't care, and I don't care if people care about what I look, because they're not wearing my clothes. I know it can be daunting, like the first day of school, like, oh, what do I wear, like I need to make a good impression, but then I don't want to be too overdressed, or you're fine, you're fine. No one's gonna have a look because they're all wearing the same thing. So just have a nice selection of clothes if your school is like mine. If you're wearing mufti, then you're lucky, and you don't need to go buying a whole new wardrobe. Just buy things that are comfy and things that you're going to want to wear a lot because they're your new school uniform. Right, revision. So if you know your subjects that you're taking, which you probably have an idea of what you're doing. I know GCSE results day can sway that a little bit. But I knew from finishing GCSEs, I knew what I was going to take. Apart from further maths, I took that after GCSE results day because I don't know why. Yeah, I have no idea why I took further maths. But you probably have a vague idea, and you might be thinking whether you need to do revision or not. And by revision, I mean just like preparing for, so say maybe going over your GCSE stuff or preparing for the subject that you're studying. Basically, long story short, I did not do a lot. I read Atonement, which is a book that I was studying for English Lit, and I kept up with my art. That was it. So as in I did like random pieces of art that were really, really bad. But it was just like keeping up the skills, because that kind of subject you need to just keep practicing. I wouldn't say don't do anything, because if you want to research something that you're genuinely interested in, then go for it. It might not even help towards your subject, but at least you've got something to do, and you're researching something that you like. So if you would like to do it, then yeah, but don't feel pressured to do these whole research tasks, because to be quite honest, I did not do anything for maths or further maths, and I was pretty fine, because the teachers don't just throw you into the deep end. They know that you've had a long break off, and they know that it's going to take a few weeks to get adjusted to the school environment again. Camera died, didn't it? So the last thing I would say is like how to get yourself organised to be able to take on quite a lot of work, because yes, although you are doing maybe like a third or quarter of the subjects that you were doing at GCSE, you're still going to have a lot more work than GCSE. It's just like, I have felt it at several points in year 12 where you're literally like, I do not know how I'm going to get through all of this work. And it can feel very, very stressful. So the way to put yourself in the best position in that case is to make sure you have some form of organisation, so that you don't catch yourself in those situations and then just not know everything you need to do. So one thing I did is, this is my old bullet journal, the one I used for GCSE. I still use it obviously for videos, but I invested in a new one for these for sixth form, because I knew I wanted a bullet journal, so I could literally write down everything and anything I got, like work set, tasks I wanted to do, like my timetables, all of that kind of stuff is in that book, so that it takes one layer of stress out of my brain, because that then really, really helps. If you then suddenly get a big workload, you have some outlet to write it all down, so it's not floating around. This year I will still be continuing with that bullet journal, because I've got a lot of pages left, and it'll be more of a mind dump. Well, not even that really, it's going to be just like a general, I don't really know. I'll just use pages randomly for different ideas. Maybe if I'm planning out an essay or something, I'll use that. But mainly for this year, I'm going to be using my mindset journal, which I launched literally a couple of days ago when I'm filming this. And I'm basically starting this on the 1st of September, because I want to start it on the 1st of a month, because my first habit tracker can then be like a full month. I know, it's not procrastinating, I'm just making sure it starts on the right day. I'm telling myself that. Even though I go back to school tomorrow, which is depressing, I'm starting this on September 1st, and this will be my main source of like organisation for the year. This is the one that's going to stay at home for me. So my bullet journal might be the one I'm taking into school, although normally I just have a to-do list and a post-it note. But this is the way I'm going to organise all of my work for year 13. If you want to know more about this, I'll leave all the details in the description below. But yeah, you just need to find a way that you can organise your life, whether it is a bullet journal, whether it's the mindset dump, whether it's another form of organisation, I don't know. You find what works for you, and hopefully that can help you manage all the workload that is going to start piling up. Because one thing I want to make clear is that I know year 11 felt like a flash, but year 12 is going to go even quicker. So I literally, I don't know how I'm going into year 13 tomorrow, but I am. Which is scary, But yeah, year 12 goes so quickly. So getting yourself organised now is the best thing for you, because suddenly you'll find yourself in the middle of the year having no form of organisation, no form of planning, feeling really overwhelmed. And don't get me wrong, having this or the mindset journal won't keep you completely de-stressed all the time, because that's just a way of life. You're going to be stressed out at points in this year, but you need to work out how to reduce that and just try and manage it a bit better, because it is very stressful at points. Not to put you off or anything. If you want to do year 12, then do year 12. But yeah, just make sure you're the most prepared you can be. I've just realised my hair is literally so frizzy. Last thing, sorry, I said that point was the last thing, but I meant the second to last. Speaking of organisation, I know I've touched on it briefly, but find a way of organising your folders that fits you, and do that right at the beginning. It doesn't need to be before 6th form, because I had a vague idea, but then once I started my lessons I knew how to, because my teachers would set homework and work that I could put into different categories. So yeah, that's something to do within the first few weeks, but make sure that by the end of, say, the first term, you have some sort of folder organisation in place, because again, it's going to take a hell of a lot of stress out of your life. So I hope that helped anyone who was worried about starting 6th form. If you have any more questions, leave them down in the comments below. And if you are picking up your GCSE results day on Thursday, you're not picking up your results day, you're picking up your results. If you're picking them up soon, then I wish you the best of luck. If you need to rant, leave that in the comments. I'm all ears, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!